Kal Kadosh, Erev Tov, Mishna Yomi. This is Masechet Bava Kamma, Perek Hey, the 5th chapter, Mishna Dalid and Hey, 4 and 5. The Mishna Dalid comes and it starts by saying as follows: Shor shaya mitkaven lechavero. Right? Again, we're talking about now what happens if you have an ox that comes and it accidentally hits his friend, right? Which means another ox. V'ika et ha'isha v'yatzu yeladea. Now, this is what he had kavanah to do, to hit another ox, but instead he hit a woman, and basically she had a miscarriage because of it. Patur midbed vladot. The owner of the ox does not pay for the value of the fetus, means he does not have to pay for it, because it's only when a human being hits a woman and makes her lose the fetus does he have to pay, but not for the animal. But if a human being have kavanah to hit another person, another human being, now he hits a pregnant woman and he causes her to miscarriage, meshalem dme vladot. He does have to pay the dme vladot, right? Why? Because the Torah actually says it, that it's only going to be, there's no difference, right, whether the man intended for somebody else or not. But basically the concept is that a man has to pay for the dme vladot and not an ox. Keitzad mishalem dme vladot. How do we evaluate the status, right? How much is dme vladot? So shamin et ha'isha kami yafa ad shelo yelda v'kami yafa mishelda, says the first part of the Mishnah, right, which is Tana Kamma. He says, listen, evaluate how much is the woman worth before giving birth and how much is she worth after giving birth, and accordingly the difference, that's the price that he has to pay. Amar Rashbag says, what are you talking about? He says, the opposite. A woman would go up in value after she gives birth, not before. Why? Because we know that when she's pregnant, she's very fragile. So therefore, the opposite. If you're going to come and you're going to say, what's a woman worth more? It's only after she already gave birth. But rather, you're going to come and you're going to evaluate how much are the children actually worth. Now, the Mishnah says, who do you give the money to? So the money goes to the husband, the baby's father, right? That's what they learn it also from the Torah. So if there's no husband, it goes to his inheritors. But if she was a Canaanite woman and she was freed, or gioret, or she's a convert, and therefore obviously what happens is she's married to a male convert, and therefore there's no children, right? Patur, so therefore the damager is patur, because if there's no man to give it to, right, or the man or his inheritors or whatever it is, so therefore what happens is they become exempt. Mishna, hey. Now until the end of the Perek, we're going to be specifically speaking about the bor, the pit, which includes all the obstacles and things like that, which happens in the regular, right, the Reshut HaRabim. Okay? So now it says as follows. Imagine someone digs a pit in the Reshut HaYachid and they open it up to the Reshut HaRabim. So the private domain to the public domain, or the opposite, Reshut HaRabim, right? But he opens it up to the Reshut HaYachid. So he digs it in the Reshut HaRabim, but the entrance is in the private domain. Or Reshut HaYachid v'tachol Reshut HaRabim acher. Or from one Reshut HaYachid to another Reshut HaYachid, from one private domain to another private domain. He's going to be chayav in all these cases. Ha'chofer b'or Reshut HaRabim, if you're going to dig a pit in the public domain, v'nafal l'tocho shor chamor v'met, and now an ox or donkey falls inside of it and he's going to die, he's chayav. You're obligated to pay. That means even though the entire pit was in the public domain, he's going to be chayav. Okay, so he says now, the Gemara learns this from the Pasuk as well. It doesn't matter whether your person is going to dig any type of a pit, whether it's a pit, a ditch, which is long and narrow, a vault, which is square, right, and it's got the roof, square pits, wedge-like pits, all different types of holes in the ground. You're going to be chayav. So why does the Torah say bor? Just like a pit, it has 10 tfachim in order to kill, so too kidei lamit asrat tfachim. What does that mean? If it's going to be less than 10 tfachim, and now the shor chamor fall inside of it and it dies, he's going to be patur. Why? Because it's not normal for it to die in such a fashion. And therefore, if it died and it was only going to be, let's say, 5 tfachim or 7 tfachim, so he's going to be patur. However, though he muzakbo, but if he does get damaged in it, he's going to be chayav in such a case.